Welcome back to Good Day Chicago. This is a live look from Milwaukee, where the Republican National Convention begins this morning. Former President Donald Trump is already there. He is expected to make his first public appearance since the assassination attempt that happened on Saturday. Doug Luzader joins us this morning with much more on that investigation. Good morning.
Good morning. Look, this has been a stunning weekend in American politics, but in Milwaukee, the Republican National Convention will move ahead as scheduled, and in Pennsylvania, as well as here in Washington, there are going to be a number of investigations. Former President Trump, in a video shot by his campaign, arrived in Wisconsin for the Republican National Convention, just a day after the attempt on his life.
Look at what happened.
He narrowly dodged a would-be assassin's bullet at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions.
President Biden spoke from the Oval Office last night, calling for national unity. The campaigns, though, move forward, with the Republican convention in Milwaukee kicking off today with enhanced security and with Trump about to accept his party's nomination.
He's doing very well, considering that just some 24 hours ago he was a target of an assassination attempt.
There are so many questions about that shooting that also killed one Trump supporter and wounded two others. The gunman, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, was killed by the Secret Service. Investigators in Pennsylvania have been combing through his home.
We do not currently have an identified motive, although our investigators are working tirelessly to attempt to identify what that motive was.
And back here on Capitol Hill, there are already calls for investigations into how a gunman was able to get so close to the former president.
You know, to hell with the convention. We've got to find out what went on, make sure that it never happens again.
And in the meantime, it is going to be a very busy week. In the days ahead, Trump is set to name a running mate, and he says he is reworking his acceptance speech at the convention in the wake of this attempt on his life. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Doug. One more question for you. When do you think we're going to get some more answers on the motive behind this weekend shooting?
Well, at the moment, there's just nothing. You know, we've heard these reports that the FBI has the gunman's phone that they're trying to get access to, but at this point, we just don't have any information about what might have been behind this attack.
And you briefly mentioned that eventually we're going to learn who former President Trump's new running mate is going to be. What do you think is the timeline for making that decision?
Well, you know, it's entirely possible that the campaign was planning to do that over the weekend in advance of the convention, and that maybe this was just derailed by events. We don't know. I think it's safe to say it's going to happen in the next 3 or 4 days. It has to, because you have the former president accepting the nomination later this week. So maybe as early as today, we could see an announcement on this.
Doug Luzader, thanks for your time this morning.